Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to COD Zombies HQ. In an unprecedented move, Treyarch has revealed new Zombies content that's going to be added into Cold War Zombies as part of their commitment to a Year 2 update package for this game. But they also revealed what we can expect to be added into Zombies in upcoming seasons as well. And beyond all that, in a brand new comment from Treyarch's community manager, he gives us a glimpse into what the Treyarch Zombies team is thinking, not only for the new content they're planning on releasing right now, but also Zombies content releasing beyond Cold War, beyond Vanguard, and into the future. It's very interesting stuff and we'll go over all of it in this video. So let's start off the top. Obviously, the marquee release for new content releasing in 1 week's time in Cold War is the Super Easter Egg releasing in this game. We made a whole video about that. You can check that out after watching this one if you want to know everything we know right now about the Super Easter Egg. But the bulk of actual new content Treyarch is talking about releasing into Cold War has to do with new game modes and new variants of game modes that they're releasing at the same time as the Super Easter Egg as well. The first is basically what we can describe as a variant of the Outbreak game mode called Outbreak Collapse, which is a brand new limited time mode that Treyarch is adding into the game, where matches last a total of 10 minutes before you're forced to exfil. If this concept sounds familiar, it's because if you guys remember, during the well-received Halloween event for Black Ops Cold War last year, they released a very similar kind of Outbreak variant where you were forced to survive ever-increasing difficulties of zombies throughout a 10-minute time limit in a single region. Well, Outbreak Collapse will be a very similar version to that game mode, except basically the ending will change things up a bit, where Treyarch says at the end you'll hold out until the time limit, you'll race to an exfil point at the farthest possible location from your squad, while a massive surge of zombies closes in on your position. Oh, and there's an Orda that knows exactly where you are and will likely track to your final position in the exfil site. Treyarch does note that the original version of this game mode is considered by them to be a fan favorite limited time mode, and I tend to agree. Outbreak can be very slow and very tedious in its original version, which honestly puts a lot of round-based fans off from the mode. It's just so slow compared to regular round-based, but I guarantee that just like the original, Outbreak Collapse will not be that. And I'm excited to try it out right after we complete the Super Easter Egg. Next, at the same time, Treyarch has revealed basically the bulk of future Zombies DLC content that we can expect to be releasing in Cold War throughout the next few seasons. Now, obviously, they can choose to release more content than what they're about to reveal publicly, but this is what they're talking about so far. So first of all, in 1 week's time, Treyarch will release the Onslaught Mystery Munitions game mode for all platforms, where players will spawn in with a random weapon and equip a different randomized weapon every time they complete a surge. So you'll be constantly swapping through new weapons in the Onslaught mode as surges continue. It's a very interesting concept for the game mode. It'll force you to probably use weapons that you simply don't use very often, which can be actually kind of fun. But here they also tell us that as seasons continue, so as Vanguard continually releases new seasons, and by the way, about those new seasons, in a new update to COD Vanguard, a massive reveal was made within the code of that game, where data miners are confirming that Vanguard will only have a total of 5 seasons, with likely season 6 for that game being cancelled. So where Cold War had 6 seasons, Vanguard will only have 5. But Treyarch continues saying the first of the game modes that will be releasing for all platforms in upcoming seasons will be a game mode variant called Onslaught Accelerated, wherein it's basically Onslaught, but the orb and the area the game restricts you to within the map is constantly moving, with the orb sometimes accelerating to a very fast pace that really forces you just to keep running to keep up with it. It was met with mixed opinions on its release exclusive to PlayStation during the first year of Cold War Zombies' lifecycle, but now Treyarch is obviously deciding to release it for everyone in an upcoming season. The next variant they're releasing is called Onslaught Diminishing Light, where you've got to take down a prerequisite number of zombies in time as the playable area around the main orb is constantly shrinking. So it basically forces you in a race against time to take down zombies as quickly as possible, so you don't get forced out of the circle when it eventually shrinks to nothing. By the way, Jason, host of the Division Z podcast, great save on that one. And lastly, they'll be releasing a mode called Onslaught Elite, where basically every single surge in this game mode, you'll be facing an elite enemy. It'll make the surges go by a lot quicker, and you'll be able to get upgraded a whole lot quicker, as well as you'll be constantly getting rewarded with either tools, chalices, armor, and new weapons a lot quicker than you would in the regular Onslaught game mode. If you want to check out a review of all the 3 upcoming game modes, there is links in the description so you can get a sneak peek on what to expect before they release sometime this upcoming year. Okay, so we all know that in Vanguard Zombies now, Treyarch is switching away from the forced objective style game mode they released in Daron Fang and Terra Maledicta, modeled after Outbreak, and instead focusing all of their efforts on releasing a new round-based map in Vanguard. But where does that leave objective style game modes and Outbreak fans for the future of new COD Zombies content, especially if the rumored Zombies standalone game does get released in a year's time in 2023? Well, the community manager over at Treyarch seeked to allay some of those concerns and talk to the community about where the team at Treyarch's heads are at, where he said, "Oh yeah, we definitely know. We see the people who want traditional only zombies round-based maps. We see the people who dig Outbreak. We see the people who want us to try new things. It's not lost on us that people love zombies, and we will find the fun." While Daron Fang and Terra Maledicta can be considered a pretty dismal failure in the history of new zombies game modes that isn't round-based, Foxhound's basically saying that just because that game mode didn't do so well, doesn't mean that they're just gonna give up trying new things in the future. And he specifically mentions Outbreak here as having a fairly dedicated community of people who really like that game mode. So while it is great that Treyarch is shifting to exclusive round-based zombies development for the rest of Vanguard Zombies, we won't be seeing Treyarch stick exclusively to round-based content in their future game releases, where we'll likely be seeing Outbreak or something very much like it in its original version, not in its Vanguard variant, return in Treyarch's next Zombies game, possibly again as early as 2023, as part of that rumored Zombies standalone game. He also says, quote, "We see the people who want us to try new things. I personally, and I know a lot of you guys as well in the comments, have always advocated for them to do just that, where we'd love to see the return of a competitive co-op variant of the COD Zombies game mode, similar to what Grief had back in Black Ops 2. It doesn't have to be just like Grief, not just cooperative, but competitive. You're actively trying to best another team to survive the longest in the zombies mode." Or the other idea that we've seen Treyarch just dabble with in the past, just dip their finger into the water and say, "Ooh, yeah, that's kind of interesting," is a zombies tower defense mode. We saw them try something like this for the first time ever in Cold War Zombies Firebase Z. During the assault rounds, you've got to defend against waves of incoming zombies. You have AI turrets on your side. It's a very unique idea that was a lot of fun that I know they tried in COD Mobile, but that wasn't developed by Treyarch, remember? And if they're going to continue to try something new in zombies, as the community manager says, a first-person tower defense in the zombies mode, I think would be a lot of fun. But guys, that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel already. New Year 2 DLC in Cold War set to release in 1 week's time. And hey, I'm hoping that beyond the Outbreak variants they announced to be releasing in future seasons, we'll also get to see other unique Cold War Zombies DLC released as part of their Year 2 update package. But I want to thank you again for watching, and I'll see you with another Zombies news video very soon. Peace.